And now we talked a little bit about virtual F&I and what it means, but there's not one way to do virtual F&I, right? There are a lot of different sort of models that we've put in place over the last couple of years. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, of course. So there are about 3 different models of virtual F&I. So the first one would be remote F&I. So at this point, this is allowing someone from the dealership to complete the F&I process during offsite and remote deliveries. So due to things like the pandemic, where customers just didn't feel comfortable coming into the dealership, or maybe a customer just doesn't live in the same city as the dealership and they're getting the vehicle shipped to them, this is where remote F&I would come in. It's allowing the customer to complete as much of the as much as the F&I process with an F&I manager at the dealership as possible without actually having to come into the store. Now, the second one, on-demand F&I. Now, this is where the dealership would actually reach out to a JM&A virtual assistant to deliver as much of the deal that can be done electronically. So typically, once a salesperson has closed a deal, the dealership would reach out to the virtual assistant and they would complete the F&I process virtually. So currently, we actually have a virtual assistant that lives in Phoenix, and she's delivering deals for a dealership in Florida. And then the last model is the centralized F&I. Now, this is where we would help dealers become more efficient by training the dealership personnel on how to become virtual F&I managers. And I'll actually be able to dive a little bit deeper into what that centralized model looks like. So here we have these 2 different models for centralized F&I. So the first one on the left being a model where the entire dealer group can do deals for different stores from separate locations. So for example, if dealership 1 has 3 customers that are waiting to complete their paperwork, the F&I manager from dealership 2 can remote into dealership 1 and complete the deal virtually. Now, on the other hand, if dealership 3 only has 1 F&I manager, and it might happen to be their off day or they're on vacation, dealerships 1 and 2, they can complete deals for dealership 3 virtually. This helps keep the process moving and getting the customers in and out, and it's all around beneficial for all parties involved. Now, the second model on the right, this is where we have a centralized office setup that is full of virtual F&I managers, and they will actually complete deals for the entire dealer group, all from that location. So for instance, if there are floating F&I managers that travel to different stores throughout the week and help deliver deals, they can only be available to that one specific store for that day. Now, by putting them in a centralized location, this would allow the F&I managers to be able to deliver deals for the entire dealer group instead of that one specific store. They can cover, again, off days, vacations, and overflow from just a centralized location. So we found that by using all of these different models, it allows the dealerships and F&I managers to be more efficient overall.